Hi, it's Roni, and welcome to my channel and to a hop. And it's to celebrate Created by Gwen's first YouTube birthday hop. So this is her first year. And this is a sketch that I am going to use as inspiration. Well, pretty much scrap lifted. I am going to add a few little things, but yeah, pretty much scrap lifted. And there's a list to go with it. And these are things Gwen loves: a square photo, 4x4, cut files, patterned papers, especially on the background, layered clusters flowing across the page, and stitching, of course. And she does stitch on her pages. She uses a machine to stitch. However, I'm going to be hand stitching on my layout. And I'm going to be using this picture of my great niece Lexi. And I'm going, cut files was on the list. Well, instead of having a cut file, I am going to use die cuts. And then I'm going to back them all of them. There's quite a few in white and fussy cut around the white to make it look like a cut file. It's going to be a faux cut file. Yeah, I'm going to try to make it look as much as I can like one, only I'm going to have some layering. Gwen's background paper is framed by a striped paper, so I did that too. And my pattern paper is kind of like a wood grain. It's got lines. Well, it's got lines like writing paper. My mind is blank, notebook paper or something. And then it has distress on it. And I am the first thing that I'm going to make into a cut file is the camera that's in the background. I picked a pattern paper, well, a couple of pattern papers that I like, and I'm going to be using them on my camera. And of course, backing everything in white so it looks more like a cut file. Instead of my pattern papers being on bottom, they're going to be on top. Since Lexi is facing the opposite way, I am going to put my camera more to the right than to the left. And at first, I am going to put the little square for the flash and the little clicker button on the wrong side and then have to move it because I'm going to put my flowers on that side and I didn't want them covered up. I am going to have a few layers for my lens. One of the layers, you can see the two rings over to the left-hand side because I did think about making another layer, is, well, it's little teeny tiny hearts cut out of it. And I thought, how cute would that be for the lens? So I have it, and then I use my 2-inch punch to cut polka dot for the center. And I wanted the green to be repeated because in the upper right hand of the camera is going to be several leaves with the green. And I wanted it repeated down there in the lens. And then I used my Creative Memory Circle Cutter to back that in white. And then I guess it's the flash on the camera, I rounded the corners for it with a 1/4 inch. And I think I forgot to mention that I rounded the outside corners of the camera with the 1/2 inch corner chomper. On the inspiration camera cut file, it has like a strip of white going across there. Gwen used it to hang a banner from, and that was my plan, only I forgot to do it, so it's not on there. And then the little camera flash thing, it also has the little clicker thing that went right above it. I moved the camera flash thing over, and I will, if you see that tab punch right there, I will make my little clicker thing out of it. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put the camera down, and then I'm going to start in on all the florals that I'm going to put on there. I am going to put more than she has, but I'm not going to use anything to make them kind of more dimensional other than layering. They're going to stay kind of flat so that it'll be more like a cut file, but I'll still have my layers there. I am going to cut out a bunch, but I only recorded the one so you can see what I meant about backing everything. I mean, everything in the white. Everything that I think of. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Even the centers of the flowers are going to be backed in white. This is a Anna Griffin die set. Well, I think it's two different sets. And her flowers are so much bigger than usual ones. I believe Tuesday she came out with a small flower die cut set that you could get on HSN. But I've had these for years, and so they're pretty good size. Even though they go on a card, they're pretty good size. So I wanted them to use them for my layout since, although you can't see it too well, she has larger flowers in the background, but she kind of covered hers up with die cuts of flowers and little butterflies. I did fussy cut out a bunch of butterflies, but decided they were way too little. I thought they'd look like gnats or something on my page. They're that little. And so I'm not going to go ahead and use them on my page. I did consider pulling butterfly dies out and doing a couple that way, but in the end, I decided I've got enough on the layout as it is. Because you know me, I like more, and I just kept adding, and I thought, where am I going to put the butterflies? To get the different patterns that on here, I had to use two Cartabella packages. One was called Garden. It might have been Botanical Garden, but Garden. I know it was that. And then the other one's Summer. And I pulled from both of those. And I still needed some yellow because her little collar is yellow. My hand's covering it up. I'm thinking it's her collar somewhere in that area. But it had yellow, so I wanted to repeat that. So I pulled it from the Echo Park Gingham package where you buy it extra to go with the layout so that you'll have something else to fill in with. And I'm going to use the yellow like in 3 places on the layout, but I'm not going to put a whole lot of yellow since you don't have a whole lot in the photo. And I was using it kind of like as an accent anyway. Oh, my picture. I'll tell you about my picture while I'm adding all of these because there are quite a few to add. This is a picture of Lexi, and she's my great niece, and they live in North Carolina. And her aunt, she takes the best photos. I mean, I love getting them off of her Facebook page because they're always so cute. And they were outside here and it's springtime. So I figured, have flowers like, April showers bring May flowers kind of sort of thing. And uh, yeah, that's about all I got to say about that photo because I wasn't there. And she really didn't add any comments to it other than they were having a great day. And her aunt and grandma on the other side scrapbooked too. So there's a good chance this got scrapbooked a few times. There's my little clicker thing, and I figured the tab would work. I had 2 different tab punches, and this one makes it look a little more like a file folder tab, but I like that look, so I went ahead and used it anyway. I wanted to get it down so that I could go ahead and extend my greenery and flowers too out to the left just a little bit more, but I needed to know how far to go. Like I said, I did some fussy cutting. The butterflies are still in the bowl, but I decided I was going to head and use the umbrella, and then I'm going to use a couple other little flowers on the lens. I considered using one of the die cut ones, but I already mentioned they're big, so I would have had to use what is considered the stamen on the die cut flowers. So I decided to use the fussy cut ones instead. My title is from Echo Park font. I'm thinking it's Iris. It's got a female name as font, but it's a cursive one. So I used it for my title, which is Sweet Girl. Her lens, well, no, that's not a lens. Her flash is covered up by a puffy heart. I'm going to put a heart on mine, but it's not going to be a puffy one. And the hearts I'm using came from an old lawn fawn die that I have. And I think it has 6 hearts on it, 6 different sizes. And I'm going to do them in 2 different colors, the solid green one and the polka dot green one. Putting foam tape behind one. One I will adhere to the layout because I'm putting them in like little clusters of 2. And so one's going to have foam tape and one is not. So I'm kind of picking them out of the bowl so that I'll have plenty to go on the layout. And I am going to start in the upper left-hand corner. Well, maybe not start there, but that's where my cascading cluster is going to start, in the upper left-hand corner and go down towards the right. And not that you can see it, but over to the left-hand side, you'll see some white. Well, that is a sticker sheet, and it's got phrases on it, and it's by Bella Boulevard. And I am going to use 1, 2, 3, 4 of them on my layout. One is What a Wonderful World. Another is Adorable, Good Times, and Life is Better When You're Laughing. So I am going to end up using 4, which is an even number, but they're the ones I liked best to go with the layout, so I went ahead and used them. And I want to go ahead and mention, because it's very important, that the list is down there below for everybody that's joined in on this hop. And Gwen will be first. So be sure to check her channel out and see what her layout is about and which one she created and what she used on her page. Plus, her link for the one I used as inspiration is down there too, and everybody else's link. So there's lots and lots of inspiration down there for you to use to create a layout. And where am I at? Oh, I'm putting my little cluster on top the flash on my camera, and I'm putting the word adorable there. And I am going to put the good times up there on my little clicker thing. Plus a couple of hearts because, I like hearts anyway, and I think I need them on this layout. So I am sort of kind of using hearts instead of butterflies on my layout. So I do have something as a replacement. Not that I was thinking about it at the time, but to have my cascading, I wanted to put something up in the left-hand corner, but as you can see, I've already got plenty moving up that way. So I had to make it kind of on the skinny side, not as long as I do sometimes, but it is going to be going over towards the right a little more because the little phrase sticker I picked out, Life is Better When You're Laughing, is kind of on the long side. I am using the yellow gingham up there in that cluster just to bring some up there and to have my third place to use it on the layout. I'm trimming off my excess, so it is going to end up a lot smaller than it looked to start with because of that. I think I'm looking at this thinking oh yeah, I'm going to add a few more of the hearts and then I'm going to think I'm done. But I'll glance over there at that list and realize I need to put some stitching on the layout to complete the list. So I have my square photo, cut files, which is faux, pattern papers, layered clusters, and then the last thing is stitching, of course. Now, Gwen stitched around the inside edge of her background paper, not the striped one, but the other one, and also around the photo itself. I am going to do hand stitches, which is going to be my cross stitches, and I'm going to do them in 4 different places and have 3 in each place. And although I have plenty on my layout, I decided I needed a different texture, so I pulled out my, well, in shape too, because it is completely round, the enamel dots, and I'm going to put them in 3 different spots. And then I think I will be done with my layout. So, oh, I will notice when I'm putting the enamel dots down that that little flower up there in that left-hand corner does not have a centerpiece, so, it looks a little on the naked side. So I will put it there, and then I'll glance at the other flowers to make sure I have a center on each one of them, and notice that one does not have a center. I knew I cut out enough, so I knew there was one down there in that bowl, and I just pulled it out and added it to my layout. But congratulations, Gwen, on your 1 year with YouTube. And thanks for the great inspiration for my layout. I love how it turned out. And I probably would not have done it quite the same way if I hadn't been using your layout as inspiration. But if you all leave a comment down there below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so very much. But I hope you all have a happy, scrappy week. Be sure to check out everybody's links down there below, especially Gwen's. Check it out first, and then hop along to all the rest, because you will have fun and find loads of inspiration down there. Take care and stay safe. Bye.